Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to be discussing why our company could benefit from a mobile technology, specifically a mobile application to replace our currently existing printed visitor's guide. So, the benefits of mobile technologies in general is that they lower cost. They have a social media link available, which is uh, critical to business success in today's society. This makes them easily available to customers, and it makes it really easy to interact with customers as well. Um, so, for example, imagine uh, just anything you do on your phone where you have an actual application that you click on. Uh, it's so much easier to just simply go to the App Store and download that application than having to physically leave your house. I know that sounds bad, but it's much less energy and time expenditure for you as the customer that you can just download it from the App Store, have it in a few seconds, and be on and be interacting with the company. That company can then send you prompts via text messages and in-app notifications. Uh, so this interaction, we didn't have it before. Mobile technologies lower the cost. We don't have to print anything. All that we need is upfront cost to develop the application, which would be low, and even lower cost to maintain it. Simply making sure the app integrates well with our database and that it's updated when we want to do new coupons or update the listings for a specific city because some businesses, are no longer there. This also increases our target population. Personally, I am 24 and I don't basically use anything on paper. So our product would never reach me. So you can see how a mobile application I would be immediately appealed to. The generation below me is even more against paper and reading, which we'll get to in a minute, how we can further increase our user experience. All right, so like I was saying, this is a really brief example of what our mobile application could look like. But for example, we could just have a homepage where we have coupons and local subscriptions listed. These are currently in our visitor's guide, but we could just list them here on the homepage and list them based on the user's current location. So for example, if I'm in Tampa, Florida, this will display one thing, and then if I drive south to Naples and then I open the app again, the homepage would display something different because my location is different. This also means that it will display different things for different users, and we can use the user's prior search history and view and the locations that they have viewed to further customize this home screen if we would want. This is not available via our current product. Our current product is one way, meaning that we put information onto a pamphlet and disseminate it. We have no interaction with the customer. We have no way to collect data from them and then use that data to interact with them and improve their experience. So along that lines, we could also have a user page, that this would list recommended locations for them based on their previous views. We could save credit card information if we wanted to. We could provide discounts to users if they haven't interacted with the app or visited a location in a while. Then our main product for this application would be our city guide. So this is our guide for each location, and each location can just be, instead of having a fold-out map, the location can be just the location page, the city guide on our application can be laid out in two ways, either in a map visual format or in a list format. So this is where the visual formats, I'm going to go down both of these routes, but the visual formats will appeal to our younger customers, and the list format will just appeal to everybody in general. Both will be sortable and searchable. So for example, at the top, there will be a list where we can click, we want to see restaurants and parks, but we can unclick businesses and events because we don't care about them today. And then we can look at it on a map to see which are the closest to us, or we could also look at it on a list where it's just listed by popularity, by ratings and reviews, or listed by the distance to us as well. Some people just prefer a more visual approach. But we can provide both of these interactively, and this searchable, sortable, filterable page is just not possible in our current state. We have a static pamphlet that we deliver. Mobile technology will allow us to provide a more customized and interactive experience for each user. Further, and this is really exciting, is that if we pursue a social media link whereby we allow users to create an account using, it's called social login, where they use their Google, their Facebook, their Twitter accounts to log in to our, it's mostly Google and Facebook, to log into our application, we can then access their social media data and see their contact list, their friend list, and some social media posts even. But we can use their friend lists to list on our city guide the review. We can show them distinct reviews that they have, that their friends have made on these locations that they're looking at. We can also prompt them when their friend books something in a city and send them an SMS, text message, or an in-app notification saying, "Hi, your friend just booked here, check it out," and then they will be lured into the link as well. These are all separate ways for us to interact with the customer instead of just pushing out data and hoping advertising is taking over and attracting enough customers. So where does this create advantages for us? Like I just said, this is a huge social media presence. Not only could we now access customer social media data, but we can also use social media of our own and just provide links to these locations and links to the application on our social media webpage. We can track the location data of our customers to see where they go, even when they're not using the app, as long as they accept our permissions, etc. But this would enable, let's say you make a trip for a few days and you go from Tampa to Naples to Miami, back to Orlando, and then to Tampa. When you get to each one of those major city hubs, right? Otherwise, you're just on the freeway. But when you get to those cities, the app might pop up and be like, "We see you've stopped at Naples, Florida. Check out the top businesses and attractions for today. Are you hungry? Like, here's hotspots for lunch." We can use this location data to prompt the user. Users aren't going to always be thinking like, "Man, what do I want to do today? What do I want to do today?" People get really busy and caught up in their lives, but everybody has their phone on them at all times, and we can prompt them via messages and app notifications to look. We can say, if they get into Naples and the Chipotle in Naples is having a 50% off sale, we can prompt them and say 50% off Chipotle at this Naples location today. And it's just easier for them to see all of this stuff instead of having to constantly scan through and scroll through this paper pamphlet. And the best thing about this is that we can now interact with our customers on the application. There can be a contact us page. There could be an in-app chat, and we could have some sort of technical support there. We can enable chat amongst users so that they can ask and talk about places. They can leave comments, etc. All of this interactivity and the dynamicism of this mobile application allows us to change things and customize things for users instead of presenting a static product to all of our customer base. So in summary, this mobile technology via a mobile application would make it simple and easy for us to interact with customers. It would make it simple and easy to collect customer data such as names, addresses, possibly phone numbers, their social media profile, which includes a friends list, credit card information if we so choose, and for us, almost most importantly, their view history on our application, as well as their location and their location history. This reduces our cost. There's a slight upfront cost, but after that, the cost is extremely minimal versus the currently recurring high cost of distributing pamphlets. And this enables us to access a larger customer population, people who don't see visitor guide pamphlets, who just interact on the web. So thank you for listening today, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see our mobile application in my app store soon. Thank you.